Say in sixth grade, you try to kiss someone and get the Heisman. You flat out get rejected. She says, I don't want to kiss you, or maybe pushes you away, right? And then maybe it happens again, seventh grade or eighth grade. What do you think happens to you internally? Well, this becomes a part of your story, and you believe possibly that you're defective, maybe you're ugly, you're not kissable, right? Beliefs are formed from our experiences. The danger, or I guess the unhealthy piece, is when we internalize what happened. So in this case, someone rejecting your kiss is what happened, and then internalizing as a child that this means something about you because someone didn't want to kiss you, and maybe it had nothing to do with you. Maybe it had to do with her not being ready. Maybe it had to do with her insecurity. Maybe she had garlic bread. I don't know, right? Maybe she had braces and she was scared that she would cut your mouth. I don't know, but maybe it had nothing to do with you, but because she rejected you, internalizing this event and saying that now you are less than because of it is what sets you up for labeling yourself, right? It's what sets you up for then, it ripples into your life in ways that you may not even know, because it also soaks into your unconscious. And this is a very simple example. This is one kiss that was rejected when you were in sixth grade. But imagine how many things have happened to you throughout your life, in your 20s, as a teen, in your 30s. Imagine things like people cheating on you, or the fight that you had that was traumatizing. Maybe a miscarriage, right? Maybe a divorce. All the stuff that has happened to you in your life is your story. What's tricky is, yes, you should accept your story, but also at the same time, keep it at a distance. Accepting what happened because it is your story, and a lot of good happens from bad. A lot of rich soil is created through hardship, right? An easy life doesn't create amazing character and discipline and all of that, right? It takes a hard life for you to acquire tools and grit and mental calluses and all that to build something amazing. But at the same time, if we internalize things that have happened to our lives, now it's dangerous. Now we're creating false beliefs. We're stamping labels on ourselves. And so because most of us have difficult stories, most of us have I think everyone has been through something, right? No child enters adulthood unscarred. And so why did I say unscarred that way? Unscarred, and it continues. And so if you're not aware of how you are internalizing what happened, if you're not aware of taking what happened and personalizing and labeling and stamping yourself as something because of an event, if you're not aware of that, it's going to continue to happen, and they're going to be the barriers, probably the biggest, I think the biggest blocks, because if you're not aware of them, they're probably pushed down into your unconscious, and your unconscious is always working, always leading you in certain directions or not, right? And so if you're not aware of this, your life is going to be, your life is going to have so many walls. I mean, not even speed bumps, like straight up walls, where you're not going to be able to do things because of these beliefs, right? You're not going to be able to live at your potential. You're not going to be able to hop your fear wall. You're not going to be able to take chances. You're going to be afraid, And so you got to be aware of how your story has prevented you by creating beliefs that are not true, how your story is preventing you, is today preventing you from what you want, from who you want to be, from how you want to love, from what you want to build. And once you're aware of some of these beliefs or these things that you've internalized, then the work is to prove yourself wrong. Then the work is to question if you really are defective, or did she just eat garlic bread and was embarrassed of her breath, And even if you don't know the answer, your relationship with yourself and building a better one depends on you questioning it, and then more importantly, giving yourself a new experience, right? Giving your body a new experience, proving to yourself and your body that that you can, or that you deserve something, because no one's going to do that for you. And you could read a lot of self-betterment books, and you could take a lot of courses and classes and all that, but until you start giving yourself these new experiences in life, as you drop into your body, convince yourself, your body, your heart, your soul, every fiber of your being, that this is the new truth, not what happened before. So yes, accept your story. That's what made me who I am. At the same time, what I don't accept is the beliefs that I have internalized because I didn't get the promotion, or because I got divorced, or because she cheated. If you actively do this daily, if you wake up in the morning and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to give myself one new experience today. I'm going to prove myself wrong. And it doesn't matter if it's in the gym or if it's in the way that you communicate. If you're breaking some kind of pattern that is unhealthy, now there's a chance to let the light in. Now there's a chance for you to become. Now there's a chance for you to leave the past in the past. Now there's a chance for you to no longer live in the past, but write a new story. And so you start small. You take the shallow end of the pool. You make little changes, promises to yourself. And as you do this, you also do it in a way where you're practicing compassion and kindness. You're not hard on yourself, because if you are hard on yourself, maybe that's one of the reasons why you've been internalizing. So you're compassionate, you're kind, you're treating yourself better. At the same time, you're challenging yourself to do things that scare you. Because if you don't, they will continue to scare you. And if you live a life in fear, you are not living, you are existing, you are grayed out. Ask yourself what new experience you need to give yourself. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be something that hangs on someone else's yes or no. With the day to day, what new experience can you give yourself that's going to create some kind of shift, right? And maybe that experience is something that's a change in thought. Maybe when you feel anger, you decide to forgive. Maybe it's a turning of an internal dial. One of the things that I struggle with, and it's an old pattern, is dreading shit. Like if there's things that I know I have to do during the day, maybe it's a meeting, or I gotta go I don't know, film something or do something that I just, I don't really want to do. I'm not looking forward to. I default to dread. I default to, I don't want to do that, or I don't want to, and it pushes me down into a lower frequency. There's no space for gratitude. I now become a whining brat, a whining baby. And it doesn't help me in any way, because I'm going to do it anyway, right? So just that tweak in attitude can be a new experience for me. Knowing that I usually dread, and instead going into it with gratitude, going into it with a smile, going into it with a positive attitude. thinking that what I'm about to go into that I usually dread is a gift, and doing it is going to make me better in some way. So that's the work, and it's daily. And so think about what new experience you need to give yourself today. And maybe it's something as simple as changing your attitude, or sitting down with someone and having a really tough conversation that you usually tend to avoid. Or maybe it's big, like leaving a relationship or quitting a job. I don't know. But it's through these new experiences that you start to prove yourself wrong. Leave your story in the past. Accept what happened, but leave it in the past, and that it no longer has power over you. You start to peel labels. You start to dissolve your false beliefs.